son. Oh, you're in skates. All right. Hey. Well, hello again. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Delilah. How's everyone doing tonight? Yo. Oh. Wait for a couple people. Why are we giggling? Because we're little girls, apparently. And why not? Oh, why are we giggling? Because Molly's a fool. All right. Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful cold day. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm working on more videos. I'll obviously post the lives as we get them every week. Making tutorial videos is a lot harder than TikTok videos, I've learned. So I'm getting more uploaded, and I'll continue to upload. That's why I kind of like going live at least once a week. That way, if y'all have any questions, I can try to answer them. Or, seeing it hands-on kind of helps the situation, I think. So we're going to start out in Canva today. Now, right now, I got my Canva open to a blank canvas. We're just going to make a little Christmas, Merry Christmas, because, I'm in the spirit. Or at least pretending to be, one of the two. So when we're in Canva, what we're going to do is, I'm sure you've all seen it, is the little background with little paint stripes. Thank you very much, Miss Sassy Sandy. I appreciate that. I'm going to make one today. It's going to be super cute, and I can't wait to show you guys. So this one's going to be a little bit more simpler. Hopefully y'all can follow along. I'll make sure and take my time. We're going to do a little question and answer at the end. If there's something that maybe you've seen in my videos and you want to, know how it's done, the magic behind it, then by all means, then we'll go through all that and have lots of questions and answers. So we're going to start out in Canva today, and we're going to make the words Merry and Christmas. And then we're going to do the paint strokes themselves. And those are really easy to find within Canva. I, keep in mind, have Canva Pro. So things that I choose may be under the Pro. So the first thing, let's see, I'm going to go into my elements. And let's see, paintbrush strokes. And we're going to have several pop up here. We're going to see all. And you just find ones that you think look good. And it doesn't matter what color or anything they are. Because once we move them into design space. Well, Gina, I got one. I'm working on a Grinchy Mama right now. No, you haven't missed anything. I just started. I'm in Canva. And I'm getting all the elements that I need to move into design space. So right now I'm finding all my paint strokes. To do the background for the shirt. So we're just going to need maybe 4 or 5 different ones. You can use the same one over and over again. I like the look of different ones. It just gives it a little bit more dimension. So it doesn't matter, like I said, what kind of shape or anything. I like the ones that have a little more of the natural look to them, I guess. And so, like I said, it really doesn't matter. You can pick any of them. I like the looks. If you look here at the end, it's kind of got the stroke look. That's what I'm looking for when I see them. So I'll probably need maybe 2 more. And like I said, you can pick any of them. There's no... Well, thanks, Gina. Looks really cute so far, but I haven't finished it yet. And I'll get with you on size and all that fun stuff later. Okay, so once we got a few different ones. Well, I'm just going to make them fit all on the same page. All right, so now I got all the little paint strokes that I need. Now, in this case, we're going to do Christmas trees. And so it's easy to kind of make Christmas trees with shapes. Or you can go into lovely Canva because Canva is going to be your best friend. And type in Christmas trees. and you're going to get a plethora of Christmas trees. And so I kind of just want an outline of a Christmas tree is all I'm looking for. Welcome, Crystal. Let's see. I know I had one earlier. Finding the ones. No, there's, okay. Maybe not. Bear with me, y'all. Hey. Tree outline. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we just need some Christmas tree outlines. So I'm just going to choose 3 different ones. You can do the same one if you'd like, or you can choose different ones. So in this case, I'm going to choose 3 different ones just to give it a little more kind of texture to it. There's a second one. You know what? Let's see what we got. There we go. That's perfect. So let's get rid of that one since it's the same. And then we need one more. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. And none of those require Canva Pro. And so I just looked up Christmas tree outline and found the one I like. Under Magic recommendations, typically they'll put ones that are kind of similar to it, which is what I was looking for, because you want them to kind of have the same width of your outline and everything. And so I got my Christmas tree. So the next thing I need is my text that I'm going to move into Design Space. And once again, if you have your fonts in Design Space, you can skip this process and type them straight out in Design Space. I choose to pay for one subscription and one subscription only, and that's my Canva Pro. Well worth every penny that I paid for it. So if you have Cricut Design Space, you can go ahead and use that as well. No biggie. All right, and so I'm going to add a text box, and I'm going to type in Mary. Well, okay. Now, one of my favorite fonts right now is Hash Browns. It's really cute. You can find it on DeFont. I use it for a lot of things. It can be classed up. It can be, you know, kind of fun and whimsical. It can be all kinds of things. Okay, so Design Space, you're supposed to be able to, once you've got them in your system, if I'm not mistaken, you have to pay for the subscription, and then you're able to go into Cricut Design Space. Like I said, I put mine in Canva, but I'll pull up the process. So in text, we're in a Cricut, should be under System, and then if you have it set up, everything that's under your system is going to be right here under your thing. I don't have mine set up that way, so none of the ones that are on my computer are there right now. If you were to load one into Canva, let's see here. Let me show you one. So let's type in Christmas here. Okay. Okay, so if you were to want to download one into, you're welcome, into Canva, so you download your fonts that you want offline, you unzip them in your files, and then you go down here to upload a font, and then you would pick the font that you want, and then you would open it, and it'll give you an option, and you just upload anyway. In this case, I think I have one already on there, so it's just going to tell you that you already got it. But it's pretty easy to go ahead and put those in there. You can only do that if you pay for Canva, though. That's the key, is you actually have to have the subscription. Excuse me. But I believe it's only $12.99 a month. But like I said, it's worth every penny. Okay. So for this Christmas, I kind of want a classic cursive. The name of the font that we're looking at here. So for Canva, if you're in Canva and you want to download the font, you go down here to upload a font, and it'll be in your downloads, in your files. If you want to do it in Cricut Design Space, you're going to go into Cricut. It'll be under System. Like when you go into your fonts, after you have your text, it'll be under System, and then your system font should be there. Mine's not set up that way. So mine, unfortunately, I don't have those on there right now. But that's how you do it. You're welcome. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And we'll go back into Canva. Cancel out of that. Okay, so for this one, we're going to use, I believe it's called Goose. Don't even get me to say it. Gustatory Delight. It's just a classic handwriting kind of font. Yes, you can upload in Canva. You can do so much in Canva. It's unreal. And honestly, I'm still learning. So y'all kind of are learning with me, and that's okay. That's awesome. All right. So in this case, Christmas is just a little thin. And in Design Space, you can make an outline and make it a little thicker, but you can do that before you get there in Canva. So once you get your font typed out, you're going to go to your three dots up top, Effects, and you're going to outline. And then from there, just make it a little black outline. Yes, I am making a design that we can print out and put on a shirt. We usually kind of skip that process, but we can do that. So you're going to make it as thin or as big as you want. You see kind of how it changes the width. So right about there, to me, is perfect. All right. So now we got our paint strokes. We've got our Christmas trees, and we've got our Merry Christmas. The only other thing that you're going to need, if you don't already have it, is any design elements that you want to put inside. In this case, I'm using buffalo plaid. I have a green and a red one that I've made. If y'all want to look back in my previous videos, I showed how to make buffalo plaid, but luckily we have Canva, so we can get anything we need. So in here, we're going to need really whatever you want. I'm using red and green buffalo plaid. Oh, not buffalo, huh? So buffalo plaid, and I'm going to do red. Let's see what other colors. There's got a green. You know what? I'm going to do this one. Get rid of that. Okay. So now I got my red and I got my green. And then I'm going to do one that has like animal print because I'm kind of in animal print right now. I'd hate to admit it. And you can get cheetah, you can do leopard, whatever. I'll just pick one that I think looks kind of good. So that's the one I'm going with right there. And I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Hey, welcome. I love you too, Irie. And if y'all have watched any of my videos, you know most of the things I make are for Miss Irie and Lila, because they're my sweet little nieces, and they get all my fun projects I like to make. And speaking of fun projects I like to make, I want to start doing a giveaway for the items that I make during my videos. And so once a week, I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet, but just so y'all know, I will be doing a giveaway at least once a week for products that I make, you know, just during the videos. Because most of it, you know, it's just family members or customers. All right. So, the last one I'll need is I'm going to do a black and gold glitter. And that's all you got to type in is black and gold glitter or black and gold. That one right there is perfect. I'm just going to use that little top part up there. And so I'm just going to save that right there. All right, and it don't matter what it looks like because we're going to move it over into Design Space anyway. All right, so at this point, we're going to save everything. We're going to download, and we're going to do a transparent background and download that sucker. All right, and once you got all that saved, I'll show y'all how to move everything over into Design Space. And for most people, Design Space, font is in hash browns. So the word Mary is hash browns, and you can find it on DeFont. It's probably my most favorite font right now. Girl, sometimes a design can take me hours, days. Sometimes I get several hours into it and decide I don't like anything that I've done and I have to start all over, so that's always real fun. All right, well, I'm glad you got to catch me here. All right, so we're going to move everything into Design Space. So under Uploads at the bottom, We're going to select from library, and we're just going to select all the items that we want to upload. Okay, so we've already done a transparent background, so there is no background to it. And we're just going to choose cut in this, because we don't need print and cut. We don't need the colors. We just really need the shapes. All right. So, let's see. And make sure when you save it into Design Space, I've said this over and over, make sure that you save it under something that you'll remember. That way, when later on, when you need, say, paint strokes, you can type in paint strokes and it's going to be right there. That's an amazing thing. It took me forever to learn. So we're going to do the same thing with our other elements. We're going to do our little Christmas trees. I'm going to save them under Christmas. Okay, so I don't pay for Design Space, y'all. Everything, that's why you see me use a lot of Canva and then move things over, is Design Space I don't pay for. So as far as subscription, I don't even have one. You can do all of this without a subscription. The only one I pay for is going to be Canva. And I say that a lot. Sorry, Design Space. You're my favorite to work in, but I do not pay for you. But there's a lot that you can do and work around the subscription, you know. If you want to use their items and stuff like that, then by all means, you know, you can pay for subscription. I've had it before. I've learned that I don't exactly need it, so. Emma wants one. What does Emma want it to say? Okay, so in this case, when we get here to this, seriously, Canva is worth every penny. I think it's like 14 and some change, I think is all it is, and it's well worth every penny. Okay, so instead of using just cut here, we're going to do print and cut. And print and cut is going to give us the actual pictures that we want rather than just a block. Cut, the difference between cut and print and cut is cut's going to give you more of an SVG as far as cutting vinyl. And straight like that, it's just going to give you the actual shape. Whereas this is a print, so it's the actual object itself. So we're just I'm going to type in backgrounds. Okay. You're very welcome. All right. This is the longest part, is getting everything uploaded in there. And even if you find, you don't have to get your objects from Canva. If you find them from Google or Etsy or anything else, upload them the exact same way. You're just going to go in and upload. All right, so we're going to do the same with this one. And we're going to do, and I sub them under background. That way when I need backgrounds, I just pull them up and there they are. Oh, yeah, there's quite a few of them. All right, well, this is taking its time, but it's getting there. Okay, so now that we have all our design elements in here, I'm going to start assembling everything. All right. So I'm just going to separate each one of these. All right. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm duplicating each one, and I'm going to contour, and then I'm going to select the one I want, and I'm going to deselect the one I don't want. All right, we're going to keep doing that until we have them all separated. All right, so now that we have each one of our paint strokes, we're going to do the exact same thing with these. So, ow. I'm going to contour. Duplicate that, contour. And that's all we're doing right now, is just separating these images so we can cut and splice them. So we're going to contour, duplicate, and then switch them. Okay, so now we have each individual one instead of them on the same page. So that's all we were doing there, was kind of just getting them on their own. All right, so now, here comes the fun part. So if y'all have watched any of my other videos, cut and splice is the most use tool. All right. So you can do them in any order you want. I'm going to start with one of these. So I'm going to start with kind of the black and gold up there. So you're going to put it exactly where you want it. You're going to select both layers. Hey, Emma. What kind of shirt do you want, child? All right. And so once you select both and slice, that's left with just this little paint stroke here. So that's going to be our top layer. And what I should have done, actually, no, cancel that. My bad. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to do that one more time. I should have had 2 of those because I'm going to use 2 of those layers. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of what I don't need. So I've already used that one. All right, so I'm going to select both. We're going to slice, and we're going to do this for each one of the colors. And save these because we're going to need them. We're going to do the inside of the trees with the same material. All right, so now we got that one. We can get rid of that. And you kind of just start stacking them, and you kind of get the look that you're going for. We'll go ahead and do this one next. Like I said, I'm not even the biggest fan of animal print, but it's so big right now, and everybody seems to absolutely love it. So, you know, it gets used a lot. We're just going to send that to the back. And stack them just however you like, you know. I'm just going to turn that one a little bit. All right, Christmas trees and the Grinch. I think I can handle that, Miss Emma. I got you, girl. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing for the green. And all I'm doing is sizing it to where you kind of get the more bang for your buck out of each slice. So we're going to slice that. All right, let's just flip that around. There we go. All right. Now we got one more. I think I'm actually going to put that on the bottom. I'm going to do one more of the black. All right. There we go. Now we kind of got the look that we're going for. What we're going to do is we're going to actually just flatten these together, which is going to make it one layer. So once you select all the layers, you're going to flatten. And from there, you can make it as big or as wide as you'd like. But you don't want to do it too much because you don't want to distort it. But I think that's probably a good size right there. All right. So now that we got this there where we want it, we're going to work on our Christmas trees. And you can get rid of those extra pieces. All right. But save these. You can get rid of that. Save these 3. You're going to need them for the inside of the trees. We'll save that for later. All right. So now let's work on the Christmas trees. So we're going to do the same things we did with the other elements. Is you're going to go in and you're going to separate each one because you're going to want to size them and make them where you want them. So from here, we're going to go into contour. And we're going to take away the ones that you don't want. I promise, Nicole, it is it is pretty easy. It just I've done this for way too long. So you're going to duplicate. But if y'all follow me for long enough, I promise you'll be pros too. All right. And so we're going to do the next one. We're going to select it and deselect the first one. And we're going to do it one more time. We're going to duplicate. And we're going to choose the third one. All right. So now we got our 3 Christmas trees where we want them. So I'm going to make this one just a little bit bigger. That's going to be kind of our front tree there. And then we'll have maybe one here. Okay. And you can move them wherever your little heart desires. I hope you're learning something. I'm learning how to teach is what I'm learning how to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, and now I have the outlines where I want them. Yes, there is a YouTube. It's linked in my bio. I've only got a few videos up there right now. I've got the last few weeks live that we've done and one other tutorial video at the moment. They're a lot longer to make than I had anticipated, but I am working on getting more up there. But I will be doing this every Sunday at 5 as well. All right, so now we want to get the inside of the tree so we can cut it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate the one I want. We're going to contour, and we're just going to take away the outside, and which just leaves the inside. Okay, and y'all play around with that contour. That was probably one of the hardest things for me, was figure out which ones to choose when you want to do it. But kind of just play around with it a little bit. No, but it will. I will get all the basics on there. I'll go over the fonts again at the end. We're going to have a little question and answer. So we're going to duplicate, and we're going to do the same thing for each one. We're going to duplicate, and we're going to remove the outside. So now for each one, we have the outlines and we have the insides. All right. So now all I need to do is we're going to select both layers. You're going to put it where you want it. Select both and slice. And then you're going to kind of put it out of the way. And now I'm just going to move these this way. Okay. Now we're going to do the same with the red and the green. We're going to select both layers and slice. Oh, my bad. Okay, and select both layers and slice. All right. So now we can kind of get rid of those. Oh. Okay. So here comes the fun, tricky part. So down here at the bottom, you see settings. We're going to select that, and we're going to turn those smart guides off. With the smart guides, if you notice, I'm going to leave them on for a second, and I'm trying to line something up, it's going to kind of guide you. But the problem is where it shows that it's lined up, there's a white line here, and so it's not giving me a correct. So I'm going to turn those smart guides off, and that allows me to kind of put it where I want it to go. That way we have no white lines showing. Okay. So we're going to group that together, and we're going to do the same thing with both of these. All right, and we're going to select both, and oh, wrong button, go back. We're going to select both, and we're going to group, and we're going to do the same with the green. Just get it lined up the best you can. Now, if there's ever a time that you're struggling, you can't get it just right, get it as close as you can. Here, I'll leave some white. Okay, get it as close as you can. Go to edit down here. Create a little bit of an offset and just make it as small as it can go. And what that's going to do is it's going to send a back layer of black back there, and now you're left with no gaps. So there's another option. All right, and so we're going to select both layers, and we're going to group those together. You're welcome. I'm hoping I'm doing a good job teaching. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this guy to the front. There we go. Now I kind of like the look of the trees where they're at. I think they're super cute. Now we're going to bring this guy in. And bring it to the front. And then we're kind of put it where you want it. Make it as big, as wide as you want it. Good, I'm glad. All right, so now we kind of got everything where you want it. You can move them in and out. You can kind of put it where you want it. Here comes the Christmas. Now, if you want to get extra fancy, thank you very much. I'm glad you're learning. Sometimes I always wonder, is I know what I'm talking about, but do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I don't know. Okay, so if you want to get extra fancy and you're like me and these trees just aren't good enough, you can add little white lines in there by creating shapes. So I'm just going to show you one. I'm going to take just a little square here, and I'm going to kind of line it up with the angle of the tree and make it as long as I want it. And then we're going to create another box. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And make it, at this point, as wide as you would like your little line to be. And you're going to select both and slice. And what that's left with is this little line here. Now, if I were to bring my tree back in, you just put it where it goes, make it white, and now do a couple of those. Well, if you can see it. If I can make that a little smaller, there we go. And just like that, got white accents for the tree. And you can do that for each of the little things. So that's just an option for you. I'll go in and kind of put those, and it just gives it a little bit of dimension. Kind of like shadow, it makes it pop to me. All right, so let's get back to where we were. We're going to pull that back to the front. All right. Now I'm going to get these separate because they're on the same page, and I kind of want to separate them. All right. So I'm going to go into contour, and I'm going to take off the layer that I don't want. Okay. All right, so we're going to bring it to the front. And here's where it kind of, your creativeness comes in handy. All right. So we're going to turn it white because I kind of want it to pop on there. Ooh, I'm loving the look of that. Okay. So we're going to duplicate, and we're going to take away the Mary. And I'd like to have that Christmas back now. Okay. Well, should have flattened those. Okay, there we go. Kind of want to make that a little bit bigger, though. There we go. Told you can kind of play with the shape of it until you kind of get it where you want it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so now that you have them where you want them, kind of want to make it a little more outlined. And so you're going to I'm going to move that out of the way. We're going to flatten both of those. We're going to edit, offset. Oh. Put it to where you can see it. Okay, so edit, offset, and you make it as thick or as small as you want. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker just so you can kind of see it. The outline kind of depends on you how big you want it. So right now it's at the very back. And so what we need to do is we need to bring it up forward so it's directly behind the white layer. So you're going to go arrange, always bring it straight to the front, and then just send to the back until it's right behind that layer. You see now how we have an outline around that? So I'm just going to flatten that where it's at. Okay. Okay. And so now we're left with this. So I'm feeling that the little trees kind of need a little extra oomph, honestly. So let's just go with that. So right now, let's keep these where they are. So we're going to flatten everything in one. That's just going to create one single piece. And so once they're flattened, you don't really have to worry about moving it around anymore. Okay, so you're going to move it at the correct angle that you want. We're going to do this one more time and make it as long as you want. Create a separate one, just a little bit bigger. Get this out of the way. You're going to make it as big as you want it. Select both layers and slice. All right. Now you're left with this white piece. Well, it will be white. Okay. And now you're going to put it where you want it. Well, and we're going to just duplicate that. And we're going to duplicate it again. And see, that just kind of gives it a little bit of extra pizzazz, if you will. We're just going to borrow that one from over there. And we're going to do the same thing for this side. Well, thank you very much. All right, so now they got a little pizzazz to them. And that just gives your picture just a little more. Now, if we're going to get real fancy, you can make some little snowflakes around it. Kind of like falling snow. Like I said, if you save them where they're supposed to be, all you got to do is type it in. You can get a plethora of whatever you need. So in this case, I'll just throw a couple little snowflakes in there. Now, if you want to make... Somebody asked me the other day about the letters and making little lines around the letters, like as far as kind of accents and stuff. And I can show you how to do that too. And I just don't want to confuse you because it gets a little... So you can just throw a couple little snowflakes around it and it just makes it super cute. I'm actually in Design Space right now. Cricut Design Space. Almost. You know, let's give it some. All right. So say you wanted to do the little accents within the letters. So I'm going to. Actually, I just want the Mary part. I'm going to just keep unflattening it till I have what I need. Okay. Okay, so I got the Mary by itself. I'm going to create an offset around that just so I could have an outline. And once you have the offset, you're going to select both layers and slice. You can do it in Canva. There's a lot of limitations to Canva. I feel like my options are a little bit better in Design Space just because you can do literally so much. There are so many other programs that I do use, and you'll see me in different videos. Hey, baby. Different videos that I use, different programs, and so we'll kind of go over each of those each week. Like I love using PixArt. You know, the Ivy's Paint. There's a couple different ones. Canva's pretty awesome. I just don't think you can do as much as you can in Design Space, but that's just my personal opinion. But I made that too big, so I want to go back, actually. Where did it go? We're going to do that one more time. I'm going to make it smaller this time. I just want real thin lines. Okay, so I just made a very thin outline and select it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. So now that we have the Mary here, an easy way to get the outlines is kind of a little cheat way to do it. PixArt's pretty awesome, yes. There's a lot that you can't do without a subscription now. That's one I've been using for many years. But PixArt is pretty cool. You can do a lot in there. I don't use it as much as I used to, but, you know, it's still really good. So here, you're just kind of deciding which, you know, where you want to put your lines. So say you want a line here and here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. So I'm going to take this little box where I want the lines. And I'm going to put this little box where I want the lines. I'm going to do the same thing up here. So I want one in the corner up here. Okay. And just keep putting them wherever you want them. So in this case, I'm going to do one right here in the corner. Okay. And so what this is going to do is I'll show you. So we're going to select both layers and slice. Now keep in mind, you can only do 2 layers at a time. So instead of selecting them all, I'm selecting each layer at a time. So you can only choose 2. So we're going to select those 2 and slice. Select those 2 and slice. Select those 2 and slice. And what that's going to do is it's left with these little pieces. Where's my wording? Okay. So I'm going to just take that, and then you can just size them to wherever you need them. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. And just like that, you got little accents for them. It's very tedious, but it gives you the perfect lines, the perfect curves. So if you want to go right here in the corner, guess what? Just like that, now you got lines in the corner. I'm actually making designs. I'm making a Merry Christmas design at the moment. And this will be ready for like sublimation. You just print it out and sublimate it. You can DTF. You know, there's plenty of options that you can use with it. And just like that, it gives you little curvatures of the letter. So that's kind of a little easy way to make sure that you get the exact shape and size. At this point, I'm going to finish what I'm doing because I feel like I've gone so far and I only got 2 more letters. I'm going to... And it really doesn't matter where you put them. If you want to do like actual shadows where the light would hit, then by all means. I don't do mine accurate as far as lighting or anything like that. It's just more of a, it's cute. That's about it. So we're going to select both and slice. And slice. Okay. And we're just going to get rid of what we don't need. And that's all I'm doing here. Okay. And so now we're just going to finish putting these. All right. And all this is just the bonus parts. As far as making the designs, I'm always extra. It's never enough. I think the decorations are probably the best part about each design. And details matter. You may not be able to see it 100%, but to me, when I make a design, I know it's there, and that always brightens my day, even if it's like the silliest little part of the design. And just know, yeah, it takes absolute forever, but it's worth every bit of it. And I got one more here. All right. Now I'm just going to make all that black. And put it where you want it. And then flatten it. And then once you got it all flattened, oh no, I got my thing in there. Hold on. Struggling here. Hold on one second. That's why I try to delete things as I go. If not, they all get stuck together. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now I got them all that time. All right. And whether you choose to use the snowflakes or not, I don't know. But I'm not a big fan of them. I'm going to leave them out myself just because I don't really think they're necessary. All right. Let me get rid of all this crap. Sorry, y'all. All right. Clean as I go. Clean as I go. All right. Let's flatten that. There we go. Now, we got our design. And that's all there is to it. So I got the design where I want it. At this point, if you're in Design Space, if you're working on your desktop mobile or your desktop, your laptop computer, you can save to a PDF as you send to printer. If you're on your iPad like I am, your telephone, all you got to do, thank you very much, is screenshot it. And then it's going to be in your photos. And all you got to do is just kind of crop out what you don't need. And when you're using a bigger screen like an iPad, I'm going to turn on my heat press. All right. So when it comes to sublimation, at this point, it's ready to print and it's ready to put on anything that you want. If you're doing DTF, you're going to want to remove the background. I know some pretty awesome background removal apps if you need one of those. Aubrey loves it. I'm glad she loves it. All right. So I've been asked several times how I print to size. So I actually there's other programs to use, but I use one that's actually called Print to Size, and it's absolutely amazing. It does limit you now. If you need anything bigger than 11 by 14, you're going to have to use a different program. You can't do it in here. But any just small project that I use off my Epson 2800, then, this is perfect for it. And so you would just size it to where you need it. If I were using keychains, if I know they're 2 inches by 2 inches here, it'll tell you how many inches that you're working with there. So in this case, we're just going to, sorry, y'all. All right, we're back. Remove BG is a really good one. I struggle with Remove BG and Photo Room for the simple fact that if I were to remove the background, it removes anything that's white. Today I'll be using it's a Epson 2800 model that I'll be printing on, which allows you to print up to 8.5 by 11 is all you can do on that one. Well, that's an old design. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, so when I use an app like this to remove the background, it removes parts of the letters, if you can kind of see. So there's the problem that we have when it comes to removing backgrounds like that. This one right here is another one that you don't even have to pay for. It's got awesome benefits if you do choose to, let's see. All right, so we start with photo and choose side, and it'll remove the background for you. But if you see, we still have the same issue where it removes part of anything that's white. It's going to want to remove. And so we're going to back up out of that, and we're going to get it back to where it is. In order to get the background removed, I'm just going to go to wand and click where you want it to remove, and it perfectly removes any background that you need it to. Even the tiniest little spaces, if you have the smallest little spaces, it'll remove those as well. So this is a really good app to use. And that'll remove everything, and then you save it. Simple as that, without any background. This app is called Magic Eraser. And it's an awesome background remover. So if y'all need something like that that's not going to remove your whites as well, that's an awesome. You're welcome very much. All right, so in this case, we got it ready to go. Now I'm going to make it as big as I need it. And since Miss Ivory loves it so much, we're going to make her a shirt with this on it. Because we got to make a shirt, y'all. All right. So anytime you're doing anything with sublimation, you're going to want to reverse it. Always mirror it. Yes, it saves it in high resolution, and you can actually go in there and change the settings as well to how you want to save it. So that's all within that app. But yes, I've never had a problem as far as moving it over and printing it. Now, I haven't printed anything bigger with the background remover than probably 14 by 14, but even then I didn't have problems with resolution or anything. Well, that I got my heat press hint printing up there, but in print to size, you're just gonna make sure that you're within these outline boundaries, and you can cut it as close as you want, and that's about as big as it'll be printed. Yeah, play around with it. That's it. I found different ones. I'm so picky when it comes to different apps that I finally found what I want. So now, once I got my helps, I had my Wi-Fi on. All right. And so I'm just going to print this up. I lied, y'all. It's my 2700 model, not my 2800 model. I got one of each over here. All right. So now we're just going to get the printer to print in my little design here. All right. So while we're waiting on all that, does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that anybody wants to see that maybe you've had questions about or haven't got to? Go chill with your kids, Miss Janet. Thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate it. Well, I'm glad that made sense. Fonts being uploaded into Canva. Thank you. I knew there was something we were going to go over. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so the most requested font last week. Get the picture with the removed background. Okay, we'll go over that one next. Okay, so let's go into the font. So once you're, say, into font here. Okay, so the most requested font, I do sell my designs. I don't have any website right now. Reach out to me via Messenger. Design being created. I will post this one on YouTube, y'all. So I will post this one. I will be live again next Sunday, 5 o'clock. We're going to make this every... Yes, I can see your comment. Hi. Yeah, we'll go live every Sunday at 5 o'clock. Y'all join me. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. Love. Everybody loves the font Love. It's a perfect cursive font. I use it for 99% of my projects. I absolutely love it. I found it on DeFont, y'all, and it's called Love 8 of all things. Oh, Love and the number 8. And it's going to come up with this right here. Okay, so once... I wish I knew how to make a Hello Kitty topper, but I don't make toppers. I'm currently working with an Epson converted 2700 model. You can buy it at Walmart for $200. It's the greatest money you'll ever spend if you're just learning, just getting out there. It's perfect for smaller projects. All right, so once you get the font that you want, you're going to download. Mine's going to come up and tell me to download again. So what that does is it puts it in my files. And so I'm going to move over and I'm going to open my files. And I'm going to find where it downloaded. And it's going to unzip once I hit it. So now it's unzipped and it's right here in my files. So in Canva, it doesn't cost anything to convert it, honestly. You just pay for the printer itself, and then you buy the sublimation ink separately. And before you ever even put their ink in, you put the sublimation ink in. And that's all there is to it. And this sublimation ink lasts absolutely forever. Like, in 3 years or 2 years, I think I've replaced the ink once, maybe. And I print every single day. All right, so say we're in here and we want to download Love into here, and I know I already have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to type out a font. In this case, I'm just going to use one that's already there. We're going to go into fonts, like you're going to change the font. And right here, you're going to upload a font. You're welcome very much. And then from there, you're going to find where it downloaded. And so I know mine is... somewhere. Where'd it go? Hug Me Tight. Fonts. I know it was just there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to select the ones that you want to upload. The biggest that I can print with this in is 8.5 by 14. Is the biggest that this one will allow. I have one that I'm working on purchasing. That's the Epson Sure Color, the 15,000 model, and I really cannot wait. So we're going to upload. Sorry, I keep getting distracted, y'all. All right, so once it's uploaded, then you'll be able to use your font. Now, you cannot do this unless you have Canva Pro. You have to have Canva Pro. Found it, yay. All right. So it's taking its time, but once you upload the files, they'll permanently be on your Canva. Now, whether you're on your iPad or your phone or your tab, whatever you're on, as long as you're logged into your actual Canva, they will be there. So now all the ones that I just put. Oh, I forgot I'm on my Wi-Fi. All right, so we've got it just about printed out. If y'all want to follow along while I put it on the shirts. All right. Now I keep a stockpile of shirts here in my living room. And so anytime I need a project done. All right. Let me get some light going for y'all. Ooh, that got bright all of a sudden. All right, so I got my shirt heating up over here. I don't have my lights on, y'all. Let's get some lights going in here. Okay. Hey, it worked. Yay, I'm so glad. All right, so for shirts like this, I always want to put something in the middle just so it doesn't go all the way through. Is there any questions that I didn't get to that maybe you need? I try to get to all the comments. I might have missed some. All right. Now that I got my middle piece in there, I already have my center line just because I fold them down the center when they're in mine. All right. So now we got our little design that we just made, which we did an awesome job. And I always trim the outside because you see these little tiny pieces of ink there? That's going to get on your shirt and it's going to ruin it. And I have ruined more than I care to admit. And so I always, you'll see me in all my videos trimming the outside as close as I possibly can. And that's not for any other reason other than making sure I don't have ink transfer, because you see that corner has it too on it. So what makes my printer do that? I don't know. I clean it regularly, but it does what it wants to do. Yes, I will put this one up on YouTube, and I promise I'll do better about getting them put up on there. All right, so now that we have our design and we have it cut, I'm going to fold it kind of just down the middle a little bit. That way I know I got it straight going on there. And I'm going to put it where it needs to be. All right. And then we're going in hot here. All right. Let's give that about a minute and we'll have a shirt with our design that we made. It's that easy. And like I said, this printer, it has its limitations. But it's been a couple years now that I've had the same one, and it's done me well. So as far as little projects like this, it's the perfect printer. So as soon as this is done, and any tips and tricks videos that I got are going to go on there. I try to put them on TikTok for you guys, but it's real hard. Y'all see how long it takes to make just a simple design, even when I'm not sitting and talking the whole time. And so it's real hard for me to get that in a little video. And so I try to show you as much as I can. So we're just about there. Thank y'all for following along with me. I really appreciate it. Make it go by so fast. All right. And so, with these shirts, I'm going to double press it because this is a performance polyester, which tends to leave the little lines around the outside. So there's little tricks that I've picked up. Get you a good one of these suckers, and while it's hot, roll it, and then cover it. And you're going to press it for another 10 to 15 seconds just to get the outside lines. And then once that's done, we're left with a super cute design. Trying to get that shirt out of there. All right. So it went from computer just like that to a shirt. And sublimation is awesome. If y'all haven't tried it, if y'all have been on the fence about trying it, go for it. It's so much fun. So Irie, this shirt's for you, girl. Just like you don't have enough shirts. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. All right, just like usual, if y'all have questions, y'all hit me up throughout the week. I don't mind answering. I try to help as much as I can. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Get out there, get you some design space, and start designing. I want to see y'all's work. If y'all make anything with my tips and tricks, show it to me. I want to see it. It's exciting. Art makes the world a beautiful place. What machine? As far as my printer, this one is a Epson. This one's a 2700 model, and then I have a 2800 model over here. So I got one of each there. And then my press is just the regular Viver. Best purchase. I absolutely love my heat press. Why, thank you, Agina. Well, Miss Nancy, I will put this on YouTube and you can watch it. It'll probably be up there by tomorrow. Yo-Yos, what's your question? I must have missed it. Like I said, I try to get to them all. Let me go back and look for you. I wasn't trying to ignore you. Yes, I can see your comments. What's it called again? The app. Let's see here. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get through the comments here. Well, reach out to me. Send me a message, and I'll be happy to answer it. I promise you. I ain't trying to leave you out. Y'all have a wonderful evening. What program? I used Design Space. Cricut Design Space. Thank you, Irie, for the thumbs up. Y'all have a wonderful evening and get out there. You're welcome and start designing. Thank you.